Painters and Construction is the name to remember to make planning and building easy and affordable. Call 641-891-7079. 891-7079. Mid-Iowa Painters and Construction.
Back inside our Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show, Andrew Schneider and Wynn Veenstra following a girls' loss 45-36. Wynn will briefly kind of put a cap on this one. The Eagles had their chances. They brought it back to within 21, but as is so important in a comeback, you and I have talked about it for years. You have to take a lead. At some point, it feels like if you're going to end up winning the game, the Eagles never did. They started giving the ball away. There was a point where the Eagles were down by 1 point and had 3 consecutive turnovers in the quarter. Eventually got that tie, but then turnovers led to a couple of three-pointers for Oskaloosa, and it felt like once the Indians got back up by 5 or 6 points, no matter what the Eagles did, it was just going to be too much to overcome.
Well, they had a great third quarter. We were able to get that score tied at one point in the third quarter at 21. A long three-pointer that banked in that was able to put Oskaloosa up by 3 at the end of the third quarter. And from that point on, Pella Christian kind of let up a little bit, it seemed like, in the fourth quarter. And Oski built another lead of 6-7 points. And then Pella Christian came back again and had a couple of opportunities to get the game tied again and just did not finish it up. Ended up turning the ball over or taking ill-advised shots. And Oski in the last 2 minutes did exactly what you'd have to do when you got the lead. Just keep attacking the basket, and Pella Christian did not respond to it.
So your final score is 45-36. That'll wrap up our abbreviated version of the Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show, where they expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blom, the cabinet guy at Cabinet Design of Pella. Let's go ahead and take a quick rundown as we go in closing, presented by Hopkins Roofing, of your Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. All girls scores tonight are final. Oskaloosa 45, PC 36. Pella falls to Grinnell 78-60. Indianola will hang on against Newton 64-51. DCG will clinch at least a share of the Little Hawkeye Conference Championship in the girls 54-42. And PCM will come back and upend South Hamilton 33-30. That's your Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard, where they're serving you and building community across the Red Rock area. When we come back, we will have your preview of boys action on 92.1 KRLS. Pella Christian looking to finish the regular season above 500. They can do so with a win over Oskaloosa. Back after this.
Hi, this is Tim Grotenhuis, owner of Culver's Restaurant here in Pella, and I'd like to say thank you to my staff and the community. You voted our fresh, never frozen burger as the best burger in Marion County. Thank you to our loyal guests for supporting us, and thank you to my staff for the hard work you put in every day to make sure we're putting out not only Marion County's best burgers, but also our famous frozen custard and all of the other great menu items at Culver's. We're locally owned and involved in your community, Culver's Restaurant in Pella.
There's a place in downtown Pella that takes you right to the heart of Amsterdam. A beautiful brick walk featuring a winding canal, a working drawbridge, and Dutch architecture providing a classic old-world atmosphere. Welcome to the Molengraat. The Molengraat is home to some of Pella's finest lodging at the Amsterdam Hotel, dining with Liberty Street Kitchen and Oriental Express, Beautiful U Salon, Pella Nail Salon, and Pella Window and Door Showroom, and many service businesses. You can even take in a movie at Pella Cinemas. Good luck to our local sports teams from the Molengraat in Pella.
Hold on to your socially distanced seats for the new hit thriller, The Marksman, rated R, and now showing at Pella Cinemas. Liam Neeson is a former Marine turned rancher along the Arizona-Mexican border, and his peaceful existence comes crashing down trying to protect a boy on the run from a vicious cartel. Ending soon at Pella Cinema is the big screen thriller, The Little Things, rated R, starring Denzel Washington in an obsessive hunt for a serial killer. And held over for one last week is the #1 movie in the country, Croods 2, A New Age, rated PG. For a list of showtimes, visit Pella-Cinemas.com and enjoy a movie at Pella Cinemas.
Norm Rosendahl Tiling in Monroe has been a trusted expert in the Marion and Jasper County areas for more than 40 years. They're experienced in understanding the contour of the land to identify how water management can help your farm or business, and they work with you to develop a draining solution that's right for your project using precision intake products. In addition to tiling, they install septic systems and water lines, as well as site preparation for new construction with their backhoe, excavator, and bulldozer services. Call Caritha at 259-2651 for a free estimate on your next project, or visit rosendahltiling.com.
Hi, I just went downstairs and there's water everywhere. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but maybe we have a frozen pipe. I really need you to come fix it.
Okay, don't worry, ma'am. We'll send one of the big trucks.
Van Haften Plumbing and Heating's fleet of big trucks rolling around the Marion County area don't just look cool. These big trucks are well stocked with extra parts and supplies to get the job done quicker and get that leak stopped quicker. It's another reason you'll rest easy when you pick up the phone and hear
Van Haften.
And we welcome you back to Eagle Lane as we get you set for game number 21 of the boys basketball season for Pella Christian. And we are live inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Andrew Schnatter and Wynn Veenstra coming to you from senior night, where the Pella Christian Eagles look to cap off a regular season above 500, standing at 10-10 overall as they take on 1-15 Oskaloosa. As we get you set for our opening tip presented by Dutch Mill Supply. When this Eagles team had a thriller on Saturday, snapping a 3-game losing streak and maybe finally kind of righting some of the ship there, because 2 of those games on paper felt pretty winnable with Newton and Grinnell. They gave up that lead to Grinnell on homecoming a week and a half ago. Obviously DCG, who is a steamroller right now, who is trying to make a late charge at the conference championship. And then obviously Newton. That was not a fun night at their gym at all. But Van Meter's Saturday win, we were both there just a few days ago, and it was quite the rally. A 9-0 run to open the quarter in the fourth quarter, in case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. Van Meter goes up by 7, and in the final 2.5 minutes, the Eagles come back and tie it. Van Meter scores their final bucket of the night on the first possession of overtime. Then the final 9 points went to PC. They had a really, really strong fourth quarter to come back and finally get themselves on the right foot again.
Yeah, those games, the Grinnell game was, I think, probably a little bit of a mental letdown, and it kind of got away from them. But that Newton game especially, Pella Christian really went back to some of their bad habits. They were very much out of sync offensively. They were not looking for each other. The ball was too much. I got the ball, I'm going to go score with it. And first part of the Van Meter game was somewhat that too. They did not play a real team concept, but in that third quarter they came out and really were able to turn up the offensive pressure by passing the ball around and finding open people. And it just shows what can happen if you play as a group and as a team and understand where everybody's going to be and get the ball where it belongs. And hopefully that's what they'll continue here tonight as they play Oskaloosa.
Well, and the first time these two teams met, at one point in the game when it felt like the Eagles were going to run away with it. They went up, by double figures for sure in the third quarter, and then just all of a sudden, big defensive letdown for PC. Oskaloosa went on a run and actually tied the game at one point in the second half. It was the Eagles' foul shooting down the stretch that ultimately got them a really close win. I think if the Eagles get up big again in this one, which Oskaloosa has been susceptible to here in the conference for sure, if they get it, I think the key for them tonight, finish it. Don't let them back in this game. That's going to be huge to figure out in the postseason, that if you let any little sliver of hope get into a team, especially when their backs are against the wall, and you know that Oskaloosa always wants to beat PC, this is going to have a little bit of that test, I think, for what the Eagles are going to encounter in that district bracket.
Well, absolutely. And Pella Christian's got a distinct height advantage. They should be able to just absolutely take it to this team inside. And so Pella Christian has to be very patient with the ball, get the ball to a little high-low action going, get the good-looking shots, and then also fight for some offensive rebounds. Control those boards both offensively and defensively, and they should be able to really dominate this team. And going into tournaments, that confidence would be huge.
We are just minutes away from your opening tip presented by Dutch Mill Supply. The girls falling earlier 45 to 36, in the girls opener in their final game of the regular season coming up on Thursday versus Pella, who fell to Grinnell 78 to 60. In boys action across the conference tonight, huge ramifications. Pella Christian could still technically play spoiler against Pella if the Dutch even win tonight. Thursday could be for the conference championship outright for the Dutch, unless Norwalk is able to upset DCG this evening.
Not impossible.
Not impossible. DCG lost to Indianola, and when the Mustangs aren't shooting well, they're not nearly as strong of a team. Obviously, they steamrolled Pella after the second quarter on Friday night to give themselves an opportunity to win the conference. And when it is so hard to go undefeated in this league, I can't remember the last time when a team actually has. Even when Pella, my first season here, ended up going 21-2, they lost their first game of the year against Grinnell. They actually had, I think, an 0-2 start to that season, and ultimately came back and ran it and got that conference championship. But it's hard to go undefeated in this league, as we've seen all season long.
I spent some time today just kind of browsing through some of the standings on BC Moore and looking at different teams, and there's not very many undefeated teams at all. And the ones that are playing what I'd call a real pansy schedule. They're just nobody there that could even compete with them, and that doesn't make you better either. And then you get into tournament time and start playing some decent teams, and you don't know how to win against a good team. That makes it real tough. So the Little Hawkeye Conference, if you can get through there with a reasonably decent percentage of wins, you've been battle tested, and that bodes well for you in tournament time.
I would say that for all the Class 2A teams that are looming on Pella Christian's schedule, especially Albia and some of those that they could see next Thursday night back here in this gym, they're going to see what the Little Hawkeye Conference has to offer. Pella Christian coming into tonight 5-7 in the league, and that is a hard-earned 5-7, and very easily win could be 7-5, 8-5, with some close games and losses to Grinnell, Pella, and Newton. So as it stands, we have regular season winding down. It is for both the boys and girls this week. We will have Pella Knoxville Friday on these airwaves as well to wrap up the regular season before we head to the playoffs. The Pella Christian girls open Tuesday night against Pekin right back here. Wynn and I will have the call. 6:30 pregame on 92.1 KRLS. We'll step aside for a commercial timeout. When we come back, we'll have more as we get you set for Pella Christian versus Oskaloosa boys on 92.1 KRLS.
Check out some of our hottest deals of the week available right now at the Hy-Vee stores in Pella and Knoxville. Select varieties of Frito-Lay Lay's or Lay's Kettle Cooked Chips are just $1.68 a bag, limit 3. 80-20 rolls of lean ground beef are only $1.97 each, limit 4. And select varieties of Jack's Original Pizzas are just $1.88 each, limit 4. Take advantage of these and other hot deals now through Tuesday, February 9th at the Pella and Knoxville Hy-Vees.
Hi! We are Caleb and Carissa. And Kate. And our dad is Boomer! You know the guy that owns Vanderbeek Truck Accessories. If you're in need of truck or SUV accessories, come see our dad. He offers what you need to be riding in style. He'll make your truck cool. And he'll make you smile. Call 628-9350. Or stop on the east side of Pella on Oskaloosa Street. Tell Dad the kids sent you.
The holiday shopping period has come and gone, but that doesn't mean you still can't find a great deal. U.S. Cellular is still offering free phones for new customers switching to U.S. Cellular. Stop by Strawber Cellular and ask how you can get an iPhone 12, iPhone 12 mini, or Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition for free. That's a new 5G device for free on a reliable network. See store for more details. Strawber Cellular, your locally owned authorized agent for U.S. Cellular in downtown Pella.
And we welcome you back to Eagle Lane. Andrew Schneider and Wynn Veenstra coming to you on 92.1 KRLS. Let's take a look at your game time temperature presented by Van Haften Plumbing and Heating, and it is let's not pretend we did.
Yeah.
2 degrees outside, folks.
Well, that ain't so bad.
That's not too bad, and it's not going to be as cold. A lot less wind overnight tonight than there was this morning. So, folks, still, if your home is not staying comfortable, now is the time to call the heating and cooling experts. Emphasis on heating at Van Haften Plumbing and Heating in Pella. You'll rest easy when you pick up the phone and hear Van Haften's. Let's run down your starting lineup, so we'll hold off on a second for that and let Dan Branderhorst give those to you here in just a moment. Your colors of the game are presented by Lampert Lumber. Pella Christians in their home white uniforms, maroon numbers, gold trim. Oskaloosa is in their road maroon uniforms with the white numbers and the white silver stripes on the side, I should say. Your colors of the game are presented by Lampert Lumber. Whether it's a new deck, roof, siding, a kitchen remodel, or just painting around the house, Lampert Lumber has the colors to make it happen. And Caden Van Dyke will get the start on senior night, and we will let, I think it's going to actually be Fran DeHaan, or one of the two between them and Dan Branderhorst, tell you about our starting lineups presented by Miniga Pest Control. Sean and his team want to kill your bugs. Call 628-3198. for Miniga Pest Control. Just 15 seconds away from those starting lineups.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the boys matchup again between the Oskaloosa Indians and our own Pella Pella Christian Eagles. Now here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. For Oskaloosa, at guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 2, Waylon Bolaba. At guard, a 6'4" junior, number 20, Keaton Flaherty. At guard, a 6'2" junior, number 30, David Nelson. And a forward, a 6'3" junior, number 32, Charlie North. And at guard, a 5'10" junior, number 34, Carson Jensko. The Indians are coached by Brandon Lenhart, assisted by DeJuan Foster, Randy Howard, Eric McGee, and Brian Kine. And now, your starting lineup for the Pella Eagles. At a guard, a 5'9" junior, number 3, Levi Stellhouse. At a guard, a 6'4" junior, number 5, Jaden Heisman. And a forward, a 6'6" senior, number 31, Luke Boulder. And a forward, a 6'8" junior, number 32, Eric Boulder. And at a guard, a 6'1" senior, number 35, Keegan Van Dyke. The Eagles are coached by J.D. Board, assisted by Mark Van White, Dan Brandenhorst, and Zach Van.
And your starting lineups presented by Miniga Pest Control. Sean and his team want to kill your bugs. Call 628-3198 for Miniga Pest Control. Your opening tip is presented by Dutch Mill Supply. Dutch Mill Supply is your only locally owned lumberyard and building material supplier. Pella Christian and their home whites will go right to left to start. Oskaloosa in their road maroon uniforms. Eagles trying to close out the 2021 regular season at or above 500. They can guarantee the minimum 500 with a win tonight over Oskaloosa. Ball is in the air, controlled by Levi Skelhaus, and we are underway as Luke Mulder was in the center circle for the senior night opening tip. Taking those honors away from younger brother Eric. Eric, a jump stop, misses the point blank shot, and the rebound will go to Charlie North of Oskaloosa. And now here come the Indians, and it's stolen away right away by Eric Mulder. First turnover.
Got completely out of control, and Eric was there ready to take it away from him.
Right side, Jaden Heisman on the wing. Heisman a pass, top of the circle, Caden Van Dyke. Bounce pass down low to the postman for 2. Who else? Eric Mulder.
They cannot stop that if Pella Christian moves the ball that efficiently and gets the ball to him in that spot.
Mulder, in case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, had 4 fouls right away to start the second half, but ended up being critical, scoring the tying basket to force the game to overtime against Van Meter on Saturday. Keaton Flaherty has his shot recycled by Eric Mulder and gets his own rebound.
Boy, he caught that just before it hit the backboard.
6:57 remaining here in the first. Flaherty is a former Eagle, as we've noted several times.
He would have been in this same group in the freshman class.
Left side 3 is in for David Nelson. Oskaloosa their first lead.
And that's what Oskaloosa's going to have to do. They're going to have to hit a lot of shots from the outside. Pella Christian needs to make sure they get a hand in their face.
Heisman, step and go 3 is way off the mark. Eric Mulder will lose the handle on the offensive rebound, and it will go over to Oskaloosa. Eagles' first turnover, and Flaherty will finish for 2. Ball, will end up for 2 on the other side. So 5-2 Oskaloosa. Now Caden Van Dyke, the senior night three-point shot doesn't go, and it's off the top of the backboard to Oskaloosa. And as has been a problem for the Eagles during this 4-game stretch since homecoming, slow start here early.
Well, again, got to be a little bit more in rhythm with the offense. Don't just take the first shot that's available to you. Let's see if you can get that ball in a little closer.
You got 2 big Mulders underneath that have a huge height advantage over this Oskaloosa defense, and the Eagles on back-to-back possessions have hooked up rush three-point shots. And now in control 3 on the way is poured in for Charlie North, and it's 8-2 Oskaloosa.
Yeah, 2 threes, and again, that's what Oskaloosa's going to have. Pella Christian's got to make sure they get a hand in their face.
Skelhaas hit some critical foul shots down the stretch on Saturday, is fouled by Balaba. First foul for either team, charged to the road team Indians. 5:43 remaining. 8-2. Thank you for joining us on KRLS and on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel. Luke Mulder on the perimeter. Takes a dribble, left side, off the window for two. Luke Mulder off the inbounds, just goes straight up the alley and lays it off the glass and in.
Could have maybe been a charge, but I think the referee thought there was a little acting involved, so didn't call it.
The possession here, whips it out through the fingertips of David Nelson, who scoops it up at the half-court line. 5:22 remaining. Oskaloosa with back-to-back three-pointers on their offensive possessions have an 8-4 lead. Dribble drive, right side north. Pass, whipping it around to Ball, top of the circle for Nelson. Nelson, open three, rattles in and out, no good. And Eric Mulder clears the rebound for PC. Eagles ball, 5 minutes remaining in the first, trailing by 4. Jaden Heisman looking into an open Luke Mulder. Pops it up for brother Eric. Eric will lose it in the lane and is stolen by Oskaloosa. Turnover, PC, their second of the game. Here's North. North has his shot denied. The second block shot already. Rebound goes to Levi Skelhaas. And now Skelhaas, free throw line jumper for two.
May have gotten fouled on the shot as well, but they didn't call it.
And then a pass up ahead. The press break doesn't fall. Good recovery by Luke Mulder, who redirected the shot. And in the corner, Van Dyke contested three. Can't get it to drop. And the board is controlled by Nelson. 8-6. Oskaloosa has led since the opening bucket by PC. Lucas Hull and Bennett Spunk will come in next stoppage, as will Nico Schurz. And a travel turnover by Oskaloosa, their second turnover of the game. You're listening to Pella Christian Eagles basketball, powered by Bank Iowa on FM 92.1 KRLS Pella Knoxville and KRLS HD1 Knoxville Pella, and on Pella Christian High School's YouTube channel. Bank Iowa, a proud supporter of Eagles athletics. They're donating $10 for every home three-pointer made this season, both at PHS and PCHS. Go Eagles from your friends at Bank Iowa. Our score is 8-6 halfway through the first quarter. Here's Skelhaas for the tie, and he'll pop it in on a circus shot. Counted and one.
Well, we talked about that in the girls' game where Jocelyn drove the basket. When she felt the contact, should have flipped it up at the basket just to get the two-shot shooting foul. Levi does the same thing, and it makes the shot on top of it.
Skelhaas is the go-to man at the foul line. Will miss, though, for PC. Coming in 49-64 to lead both in percentage at 76% and in makes for the Eagles. Halfway through the first quarter, now tied at 8 on an Eagles 6-0 run. Daryl Fain making his first appearance, out to David Nelson. Nelson flips it to his right, Carson Gensko on the floor now. Gensko actually got the start. Nico Schurz is freshly in for PC. And then the shot blocked by Bennett Sprunk, and the rebound tracked down. May have been a pass. Either way, it was a turnover.
Pass, yeah.
And now on the other side, it is Pella Christian ball. Down low looking for Schurz, has it knocked away. Good patience in recovering, though, for Nico. And the Eagles on an 8-0 run, lead by 2.
Just really was able to get a handle on that ball.
Keaton Flaherty knocks it in for a three-point shot. The Eagles have given up 3 from downtown. Oskaloosa got to be, 3 of 4 from 3 so far. I think they've just missed the one.
Yeah.
And now Levi thought about it, will take it anyway. Contested, doesn't go. Gensko, the rebound for Oskaloosa, who's back on top now, 11-10. Back and forth we've gone here in the first quarter. A couple of runs for both teams, as it is Fain left side. Schurz guarding him. Pass tipped by Sprunk, will stay with Fain, who will take it to the rack. Stop on the elbow. No travel call. That will stay Oskaloosa ball. 2.5 to play in the first. 11-10, road team in control. Shot at the rim by Gensko doesn't go, and the rebound is out of bounds off of Oskaloosa. May have been off of Mulder.
Yeah, I think Eric actually knocked that one out of bounds, but we'll take it.
Danny Andringa in for Eric Mulder. After one, it's Pella 15, Grinnell 8. Dutch are well on their way to that share of the conference title at least. PCM 9, South Hamilton 5 after one boys action, and some Stravers Cellular instant radio updates. Our score here is 11-10 Oski. Pella Christian ball, Lucas Hull. His first attack at the rim doesn't go. He had the game-winning shot The rebound goes out of bounds to Oskaloosa. He had the game-winning shot in overtime against Van Meter. In fact, back-to-back buckets that tied it and then gave them the lead they never relinquished.
Made a steal, got a layup for that second one, and they just never looked back at that.
Minute 55 remaining here in the first, 11-10. We hope to have some highlights from that tomorrow night on the radio sports page. Daryl Fain in control, center of the lane for two. 13-10 Oskaloosa, minute 45 remaining. Here's Nico Schurz, left side hole. Lucas out to Bennett Sprunk. Sprunk between the circles. Lobs it in for Nico. Dribble, right side, through traffic for two. That's what's going to be there all night for the Eagles.
Yeah, it sure is. And, on the other end, when Nico's in there and Danny is in there, they're not quite the rim protectors that Eric is.
Minute 20 remaining. Oskaloosa a 1-point lead. Both teams have led twice in this game so far. In fact, our only tie, we've had two ties. It was tied at 8 and tied at 0. So 6 ties or lead changes. Skelhaus will knock into Keaton Flaherty, who caught a pass on the blocks down low. First foul for Levi, first for the Eagles.
Threw it over the top. Levi was pinned behind.
Catch and shoot three is off the side of the backboard, and Fain cannot recover and get the rebound. Not a good effort there for Oskaloosa. 13-12 with a minute left in the first. Skelhaus on the floor with Nico Schurz, Lucas Holt, Danny Endringa, and Bennett Sprunk. Eagles looking to get back on top before we head to the second quarter. Looking for Nico, down on the blocks, and a foul on the floor. And that's, again, the Eagles are either going to get shots and looks or they're going to draw contact as Nelson knocked into Nico as he came down.
Yeah, that's a case where Nico needs to learn how to catch that ball on the way up and just put it right in.
Charlie North is in. 2 fouls quick on David Nelson, who is a regular in the Oskaloosa lineup, averaging 4 points per game. Here's Sprunk, so our first player in foul trouble. Between the circles, Lucas Holt. 45 seconds remaining. Lucas has it poked out on an attempted shot, and will stay PC ball after the block, it looked like, by number 32 North, who just checked into the game, who poked it out as he was going up.
Yeah, nice aggressive drive there, but just got it tipped away. There we go.
The inbound and in for Danny Endringa. And the Eagles back on top. 7 ties or lead changes early. 35 seconds remaining, and a carry on Keaton Flaherty. 4th Oskaloosa turnover, so the Eagles have a chance to add to their lead.
Yeah, that's an unusual turnover for him. He's not really turnover prone. Pretty good player, and for him just to turn it over by carrying the ball is not what they need.
Lucas Hull this time throws it out of bounds, looking for Nico Schurz. So missed opportunity, PC. Right idea for Lucas, but the execution was poor.
Well, I'm not sure Nico was even looking at it. And it was
either way.
And it was maybe a little bit wide of him. And
it was disaster. It turned into a turnover. Either way.
It gives Oskaloosa the last shot of the quarter and the basketball to start the second quarter.
Barring a quick tie-up for some reason. Flaherty, well guarded by Bennett Sprunk, has a pass tipped through the fingers of Ballaball just back in. Here's Gensko at the horn, with a second left, I should say, and the rebound will go to Andringa before the buzzer sounds. 14-13, Eagles on top of Oskaloosa after one, live inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
This is Dr. Tim Yoder with Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. February is National Pet Dental Month, and I'd like to encourage you to schedule an oral exam for your pet. All of our dental services are discounted during the month of February, including cleaning of the teeth, polishing of the teeth, and dental surgery where needed. Call today to schedule your pet's oral checkup at 628-4040 for Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella, where your pet's good health is our #1 concern.
They're the veterinarians.
Yes, we are. We're the Peterinarians.
They take care of pets because they love them.
It's volunteer season. Pella Corporation thanks those who volunteer to make our area a great place to live. It's clear that when you volunteer, you're helping others. On the job, the Pella team creates energy-efficient Pella windows and doors for homes and businesses throughout North America. And once the job is done, many Pella Corporation team members volunteer to make a difference in their communities. Let's hear a cheer for volunteers. For more information on exciting careers at Pella Windows and Doors, visit pella.com/careers.
Well, it looks like the conference championship will come down to Pella PC on Thursday. It's DCG 37, Norwalk 20 at the half. in a Strauver Cellular Instant Radio Update. DCG is playing some excellent basketball heading into the postseason. They are scary in Class 3A. Our score here is 14-13. Inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth, Oskaloosa starting. In case you missed it, presented by the Veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. Both teams exchanging ties and leads. 7 different changes of the scoreboard possession thus far. Flaherty on his pivot foot stuck underneath, and now it's out to Mulder. And Mulder will have it poked away and turns it right back over. Heads up play by Carson Gensko after Mulder got his second steal, was looking to go run out and dunk, and then they will finish for 2. Charlie North will knock it in.
That was a nice no-look pass by Flaherty to throw him the ball.
We have a bunch of Strauver Cellular Instant Radio updates. Mulder nearly lost it again, and he will get called with a charge, and taking it is Gensko. So 2 possessions in a row that Gensko has forced an Eric Mulder turnover. Each team with 5.
Yeah, that was a clear charge. Eric went in too deep, and he was all planted and waiting there.
Strauver Cellular Instant Radio Update. So it's DCG 37-20 at the half over Norwalk on our Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. Fairfield 27, Knoxville 15, Indianola 17, Newton 8. That Knoxville was the girls. The rest are boys scores when we get a chance. It's ball on the baseline. Working it out top of the circle to North. North will hand it off to Daryl Thane. Thane off a screen from Flaherty. Will keep the dribble going with Heisman in his face and lose it. Still loose on the floor. Thane will somehow come back up with it before it's poked out by Luke Mulder. Stays Oskaloosa ball, and North, ball will reset the offense. And then a Pella Hy-Vee timeout. So let's go ahead and run down that Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. It's PCM 9, South Hamilton 5, Pella 15, Grinnell 8. As we mentioned, Fairfield girls 27, Knoxville 15. The Knoxville boys trail Martinsdale St. Mary's 20-14 on 95.3 KNIA. And then our girls scores run down. Oskaloosa 45, PC 36, PCM 33, South Hamilton 30, Dallas Center Grimes 54, Norwalk 42, Grinnell 78, Pella 60, Indianola 64, Newton 51 on our Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. Our score here is 15-14. 8 times the score has changed from a tie or a lead change for either team, and the Eagles have missed a couple of opportunities here early in the quarter.
Yeah, they haven't started this second quarter very well. They're playing really solid defense. Made Oski throw the ball away a couple times, but haven't been able to capitalize on it by coming up with the ball.
Aiden Stoltz will get his first look of the night. He's in defensively. Keaton Flaherty will run a pass down and scoop it up near the Pella Christian free throw line and get it back over the timeline. Lucas Toll in the game with Jaden Heisman, Eric, and Luke Mulder. Left side, ball has it missed, and then 2 Indians players will knock into each other. Flaherty and ball will give the team rebound over to PC. 15-14 Indians.
You can't fault their hustle. They were both really going hard after the ball.
And now Lucas Hull over the timeline, out to Luke Mulder, trying to set up the alley-oop to his brother. It's eventually tipped over to Jaden Heisman. Right place, right time, and the Eagles will get their first bucket of the quarter.
Yeah, give Eric an assist, right?
Yeah, it tipped off his fingertips, and now Ball will answer.
That can't happen. He just got way too deep into the defense.
17-16, Lucas Hull. He will scoop up a dribble, and I think it was partially blocked, and Ball will come up with the rebound here for Oskaloosa. So some more careless basketball here for the Eagles. 6 turnovers for Oskaloosa, 5 for PC. 5:37 remaining, but that was not the shot that Lucas wanted, center of the lane. Kind of trapped in no man's land, and now here's a dribble drive on the baseline. Nearly falling out of bounds was Charlie North, but he will keep the possession going here for Oski. Left side, North on the wing. Bounce pass underneath to Flaherty. It's probably not the place he wants to be. He'll kick it out to Gensko. Gensko, center of the lane, spin move, left-handed hook shot, doesn't go. Lucas clears it for the Eagles. 17-16 in favor of the road team Indians. A bounce pass that is thrown right into the waiting arms of Ball. Very poor possession for Lucas Hull. And another Eagles turnover. The similar mistakes maybe at a faster pace than we had in the girls game, but these are the kinds of passes you can't be making this late in the year.
Yeah, you've got to be under control, got to understand where the ball's got to go, make good plays.
And again, Oskaloosa is giving the Eagles all they can handle here. The Indians coming in are winless in the Little Hawkeye Conference, just 1-15 overall. Fake here from Ball. crossing over on his dribble, then picks it up, scoops it left side to Gensko. Eric Mulder in his face. Eagles are going true man-to-man because Mulder's on the perimeter defensively here.
Yeah, they've been in that the whole game.
Long possession, ball. Left side of the perimeter for Fain. Fain crossing over on the wing, dribble drive, and his shot is recycled. The third block of the night for Eric Mulder. Rebound goes to Levi Skelhaus.
Boy, he barely got it out of his hand, and Eric sent it back down.
Bennett Sprunk jump stop. Dribble drive, strong to the rim, and he will draw contact, and he's at the foul line for 2 free throws.
Nicely done attacking that basket on the left side, was able to put it up off the glass, just didn't quite get it to fall after the foul.
A Strauver Cellular Instant Radio update at the half. It's Pella 37, Grinnell 27. Dutch again are looking to claim a share of the Little Hawkeye Conference Championship. That's live tonight on Pella Dutch Live on YouTube. The same spot where you can get Pella versus Pella Christian this Thursday with Trevor and I from high atop the Pella High School Gymnasium. Sprunk makes the first, and he will make the second. 11 ties or lead changes in this one. Bennett on the board for his first double coming from the foul line. And 4:12 remaining. It's a back and forth game between Oskaloosa and Pella Christian. Eagles back up by 1. Here's Keaton Flaherty. Stoltz in his face. Out to Waylon Ballaball. Oskaloosa has not got a ton of depth that they tap into normally. Meanwhile, Coach Bohr has already shown all of his typical players, and the rebound will go out of bounds to PC, their 5th team rebound. So the Eagles have been able to win the rebound battle but not by traditional means, and that honestly kind of hurts their offense. They like to create off of those rebounds when they clear them.
Well, they did a nice job defensively there, forcing Flaherty into a bad shot.
Here's Sprunk, center of the lane, looking for more. Nice touch, but can't get the friendly roll off the rim. And then the rebound is controlled by North as he falls to the floor and scoots it out to Waylon Ballaball. Ballaball right side. May have had the pass tipped. It's recovered by Aiden North, just checking in the corner. It's Daryl Fain. Guarding him is Jaden Heisman. 18-17, Eagles a 1-point lead. Ballaball bodied. Corner pass, 3 on the way, will not go, and Jaden Heisman leaps high for the Eagles' rebound. Off the glass now to Levi Skelhaus. Catch and shoot 3 in transition, doesn't drop. And here's Ballaball clearing it for Oskaloosa. 18-17, Eagles a 1-point lead, 2:53 remaining here in the second quarter on 92.1 KRLS. Here's Keaton Flaherty, who's drawn the ire of the Eagles student section, many of whom have attended a class or two with Flaherty here on Eagle Lane. Right side, Fain in rhythm for 3. It's short, and then the rebound is out of bounds, knocked away by Bennett Sprunk. Nico Schurz back in for Eric Mulder. 6 different Eagles have scored, make it 7. They're 18 points, so can't fault them for the balance here. Charlie North and 5 different Oskaloosa players have scored. Basketball is a team game, Win.
Yeah, you got to keep spreading the points around, but you got to move without the basketball. They're doing a nice job defensively. There he traveled.
And then just a desperation shot does not go. Nico Schurz uses his long 6'7" frame to poke the board off the glass for PC. Out to Jaden Heisman. Eagles have not been able to shoot the ball particularly well just yet. Yet to hit a 3-pointer. Let's see if that changes here. It doesn't go, but Nico, the putback, won't go the first time. And now it's a pinball underneath, eventually controlled by Aiden North. 18-17, Fain has his shot blocked, and doesn't matter. It's a charge. Bennett Sprunk taking it underneath. 7th Oskaloosa turnover, as coming in hard was Fain on Bennett. And either way, his shot, if it wasn't going to go, his shot was blocked. Again, the Eagles have had some good looks so far. Mulder has 3 of them. I'm not sure if that was Andrew or Schurz who came in from behind, but didn't matter. PC ball up 18-17. The offense has slowed to a crawl here in the second quarter.
Yeah, what was a pretty offensive first quarter ends up being a really slow second quarter.
And now Skelhaus knocked to the floor as he leaps high, and we'll get back at the foul line for 2 more.
Just 1 field goal for Pella Christian in this quarter. Everything else so far has been free throws.
And just a couple of field goals for Oskaloosa. Skelhaus pours in the first. Cale Holmberg, the senior, in for number 14, Aiden North. Both are in.
That hardly rippled the net. That net may need to be replaced.
Levi Skelhaus with 6 points to lead all scorers. It's the Eagles' lead, 20-17. Flaherty again drawing the ire of the student sections, trapped on the baseline, has his pass tipped and stolen by Jaden Heisman. Eagles up ahead, Bennett Sprunk. Sprunk a shot fake, takes a long step to the rim and bounces it off the backboard and in. Bennett Sprunk scoops it in, and the Eagles have their largest lead at 5, 22-17, and then a carry called on Balabaugh, the 9th Oskaloosa turnover, and momentum favoring the Eagles with a minute left till the halftime horn.
We're going to get the Mulder brothers back in the game now here to finish out the last minute of the quarter.
Good minutes there by Jaden Heisman and Nico Schurz. So Luke and Eric back in here for PC, up by 5. They have a chance to take control of this game before the half. Arrow favoring PC, assuming no jump ball in the final few seconds. Levi Skelhaus again, counted and one. Another circus shot for Levi goes in.
You know, the other night those didn't go in at Van Meter, but today they are all falling in for him.
And that just took 7 seconds off the clock, so the Eagles feel like they can get another stop and add to this advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Skelhaus is now at his season average, 3 of 4 from the line. He has 9 points, and he has done some spectacular things at the rim. He was excellent against Oskaloosa the first time these teams played, and was the game winner with a couple of free throws late. Flaherty airmails another 3, and it's out of bounds off of his teammate. That was not the effort he was hoping for.
Well, Luke, they said it was off of Luke, but Luke says, I didn't even touch it.
It's either way, it rolled off of number 24 on its way out, but
no, they said Luke touched it.
Okay, so it will stay with Oskaloosa. Don't agree with that call. 25-17, Eagles their largest lead at 8. Here's Gensko out to Fain, and now Bennett Sprunk. Sprunk with the run out, will lay it off the glass and in. Bennett Sprunk has 6 points here in the quarter, a couple of steals as well. 10 Oskaloosa turnovers and make it 11. As the wheels are coming off here for the Indians.
Boy, they really are out of sync right now. Pella Christian's just putting all kinds of pressure on them. Been able to play 10 guys in this game and put a lot of pressure on them.
19 seconds remaining.
Going for one shot here.
Why not? Up by 10. Here's Skelhaus. Out to Luke Mulder, left side Bennett.
Here it is.
Leans it in for Eric Mulder, who's bodied. They'll say foul on the floor before he could get the shot off. 1-1 now for Eric. Balabaugh his second foul, team's 8th. So a bit of a tough break there for PC. Had he been able to get the shot and collect it just a second sooner, he may have had the and one. But instead, he'll have to earn it at the charity stripe. The first is in.
Good finish here in the last minute and a half for Pella
It's been
Christian.
a massive run here for PC. They were down 17-16. Now a 13-0 run. And it's felt like a run when it just seems like...
And in less than 2 minutes time, too.
Gensko has his shot. Somehow pops in. And that'll snap the run. But it's not before the Eagles do a lot of damage of their own. 29-19 at the half. On a 13-2 run, the Eagles will finish. Our Cabinet Zanapella radio postgame show coming up later, but your Central Tire and Auto radio halftime show when we come back after this.
Snow is on the ground, and here at Flying Dutch Sports, we have all your winter gear for your outdoor activities.
But warm weather is coming, so let Flying Dutch Sports service all your ATVs, UTVs, street bikes, and dirt bikes now.
And don't forget to stop in for all your oils, fluids, fuel, and much more to have your toys ready for peak performance.
So if you're part of the heart-pumping crowd, stop in at Flying Dutch Sports for all your extreme sports needs.
Winter is here, and with it comes snow and wet weather conditions. Upgrade your winter driving experience with a new set of Firestone Weather Grip tires and step up your savings with a trip to Raceway Tire and Exhaust. The auto experts at Raceway Tire and Exhaust have everything you need to keep your car in top driving shape for the weather to come. From Firestone Weather Grip tires to batteries, wiper blades, and more. Take on any forecast this winter with new Firestone Weather Grip tires. Stop into Raceway Tire and Exhaust today.
Raceway Tire and Exhaust. We got what you need to get you on the go.
Our halftime score at Eagle Lane is Pella Christian's boys lead 29-19, closing the first half on a 13-2 run over Oskaloosa. This is our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. For tires, front end work, their no appointment oil change and full mechanical work. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart and Pella at Central Tire and Auto. It's our coverage of Eagles girls basketball following a tough night at the gym, 45-36, falling to Oskaloosa here with head coach Brad Ingbers, a 7-game losing streak now for the Eagles. And coach, it felt like at one point in this game you were going to come back and finish off a nice second half run. You were down 15-2, closed it to 21-all with about 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And then a couple of threes went the way to Oskaloosa late in the third, early in the fourth. A series of turnovers where you had several chances, coach, to take a lead or keep that momentum going. And it seemed like you ran out of gas there a little bit at the end. Oskaloosa kept hitting shots in the fourth quarter. You didn't. Obviously a disappointing night, knowing that there was a chance there for a big comeback.
Yeah, you know, this one's a tough one to talk about because we did spot them 12-0 before we even put the ball in the basket. I'm not sure we had more turnovers than shots there in the first 5 or 6 possessions, I'm sure. So we didn't come out strong. You know, you're down 19-9 at halftime, and then you come back and tie it up 21-21. And yeah, they hit some big buckets. You know, the Blumers gal she's a good shooter, and you know, you got to guard her anywhere on the floor. And tonight she hit some big shots at some key times, and then, yeah, we didn't answer after that.
Well, and I imagine the frustration. You're talking turnovers, and it felt like early in that game your girls didn't feel like they had much direction. Credit Oskaloosa, obviously, for the zone defense they were playing, but obviously Allison missed on Saturday, so they kind of learned to live without her for a game, it felt like. And then coming back in, once the ball couldn't get into her and she couldn't score early, it felt like your girls were unable to find some rhythm and momentum. And like you said, Oskaloosa gets out to that big lead. Now, credit your girls, they do flip the script on them, and it felt like in that third quarter, you really turned things on and did what you wanted to do over the course of 4 quarters, but only in that frame.
Yeah, and you may be right there that when Allison comes back on the floor after missing a game, then maybe our focus is too much on her, and the girls are lacking confidence in getting the shots for themselves. And yeah, that could be my fault too of the emphasis in getting the ball into Allison. Allison was getting the ball inside. I thought she was getting beat up a little bit in the post in the first half, and wasn't getting calls and wasn't getting the roll. But yeah, then you have to have other kids step up and shoot the basketball. There's no doubt about it.
Well, and you ended up getting what you wanted. Both their posts end up in foul trouble at the end of the third quarter, and you had a 3-point disadvantage. And near the end of the third quarter, into the fourth, I think there was a sequence where you ended up forcing 3 turnovers in a row and came up with 0 points on good-looking shots. There was a couple of layups underneath and a couple of threes. So not just the girls' fault. Sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way, but that felt like that was your chance to come back, and you weren't able to execute in that moment.
Yep, you definitely got to capitalize on the other team's mistakes, especially when you're in that situation. So if they get a turnover, or we cause a turnover, and it doesn't hurt them at all, their confidence isn't lost. And you know, in those situations where you're trying to make a run at a team, if they're not, discouraged by what happened, hey, they made a mistake and it didn't cost us anything, then they don't fold for you.
Well, and the good news is Allison started figuring it out, and by the end of the game was near her normal self. She's now 1 point shy of 1,000 for her career. Obviously, it goes without saying you're going to go as far as she can go in the postseason, and I imagine it just felt good to have her back after what was, I'm sure, a scary moment on Friday.
It was certainly, Friday we didn't. That was kind of scary for us when we lose her there, and I'm surprised that we could get her back already today. To be honest with you, I thought that sprain was going to be a little bit worse, and I think her mobility was hindered tonight a little bit. But it's good to have her back on the floor. And yeah, close to 1,000 points. That's a good high school career for Allison, and so we're proud of her for that. And we're looking forward to getting that 1 point that she needs on Thursday night plus about 25 more would be awesome, huh?
And then maybe another 25 more on Tuesday and another 25 the following Friday and so on. Allison obviously going to be in for some all-state consideration this year with the season she's had. And like you said, you're going to need her. Obviously, Pella going to be an intriguing matchup. Both teams are going to come into that on some losing streaks. Both teams are really going to want that win heading into the playoffs as it's the regular season finale for both. And you were able to nip them here on your home floor. Again, you were 100% healthy by then, but this might represent a big chance for your team to at least have a really strong game heading into the playoffs against an excellent Pella team.
Yeah, you got us. We have to have players step up. We certainly miss not having Emma Witzenberg on the floor. She's been a great playmaker for us all season, and she kind of carries us on some of those things. So Thursday night, we got to have somebody else step up. Not be afraid to shoot the basketball. We've got to have some balanced scoring, just a balanced attack, and we got a shot at beating them. But Pella, no doubt, is going to be ready to play as well.
Well, and what worked in the first game for Pella, or at least what kept them in the game, was Madison Negg. But ultimately, that may have been what helped you, because the rest of the team didn't perform as well. Your defense was able to lock everyone else down.
Right.
Without tipping your cap too much, I imagine somehow you got to contain one of those players on their offense.
There's no doubt about it. So after tonight, we'll go home and watch a little videotape and say, okay, what worked last time against those guys, and maybe compare that to some of their more recent games too, and who's playing well, and just look at those statistics. It's all, high school basketball has kind of changed with the availability of videotapes and statistics and stuff like that. As far as game prep goes, it gets a little bit more involved, and Madison is no doubt a player that we have to be concerned about, and we also have to keep everybody else shut down too, of course.
That's Brad Ingber, head coach of the Eagles, following the team's 45-36 loss. Easy for me to say, Coach Oskaloosa. Appreciate your time as always, and we'll see you Thursday at Pella High.
All right, thanks, Andrew.
That's Brad Ingber, and we'll have more of our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show after this.
Timeout, Orange. What's going on, Billy? Johnson's been in your jock strap all night.
I know, Coach. I can't shake him. He's relentless.
Got a little brand appeal in him, huh?
Brand appeal?
Like how brand appeal wouldn't stop until I was 100% satisfied with the new branding for my tic-tac-toe lounge and grill. You want to talk about relentless?
Johnson's definitely got some brand appeal going on.
Can you give me a little brand appeal, Billy, and show Johnson a thing or two?
You got it, Coach.
Orange ball!
For branding, print, web, interactive, and video, get brand appeal. Relentless for you.
2021 is an exciting year for all of us at Lely & Pella as construction is well underway on our new North American headquarters. Take a look to the south of Highway 163 off exit 44 and watch the progress with us as winter turns to spring. Right now, we're expecting an early 2022 completion. Our new headquarters, which we're calling Lely Park, will connect the physical structure with the natural Iowa landscaping surrounding it for a space that the entire community can enjoy. We hope that you're as excited about 2021 as we are at Lely. Farming Innovators.
Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. PC 29, Oskaloosa 19, boys action. Let's run down inside the numbers written by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Levi Skelhaus, 9 points. Nico Schurz with 4. Bennett Sprunk with 6. Jaden Heisman with 2. Andringa with 2. Luke Mulder with 2. Eric Mulder with 4. 6 turnovers for PC. It turned into quite the advantage for them. 11 for Oskaloosa at the half. Inside the numbers written by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, trust Jeff Namiga and his team at Marion County's mortgage experts. Win very quickly our second half adjustments presented by the Young Door Service. It looks like PC made those adjustments right before the half, really creating some offense off of their defense. And now the big key here is tonight to not let what happened the first time these two teams played. It's time now for the Eagles to keep pulling away.
Yeah, keep doing what you did the last 2 minutes of that second quarter to really share the basketball and play real aggressive defense. Their man-to-man was stifling to Oskaloosa there for most of that second quarter, and Pella Christian's offense couldn't get going, but then when it did in those last 2 minutes, they really were able to pour it on, and now they need to come out in the third quarter and continue to pour it on and build a lead that just kind of deflates the energy out of the Oskaloosa Indians.
Your second half adjustments presented by the gurus of garage doors at the Young Door Service in Pella. This will wrap up our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show for tires, front end work. Their no appointment oil change and full mechanical work. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella at Central Tire and Auto. Couple of Strawberry Cellular instant radio updates. DCG leads Norwalk. That score is now 50-40 after 3. Knoxville has come back to take a lead on Martinsdale St. Mary's 32-31. Panthers have been playing good basketball down the stretch. At the half, it is PCM 15, South Hamilton 14. Boys action on KRLS 3. Also on our Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard, Indianola 33, Newton 17 at the half, Pella 37, Grinnell 27 at the half. Fairfield girls lead Knoxville at the half 27-15. Our score here is 29-19 in favor of the Pella Christian Eagles, who closed the first half on a 13-2 run and have the ball to start here to begin the third quarter. Working left to right on your radio dial, the opposite way if you're watching on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel. 7:47 remaining. Here's Jaden Heisman. Heisman, free throw line jumper, off the backboard and in. And Jaden Heisman contested, knocks in the first bucket of the half.
Yeah, I don't think he intended to bank it, but he'll take it.
Genskow is on the floor with Charlie North, David Nelson, and Keaton Flaherty. And there's a tip, and also Waylon Ballaball tipped away for a moment by Skelhaus over to Genskow, out to Ballaball. Eagles on the floor with Schurz, Hole, Eric Mulder, Jaden Heisman, and Levi Skelhaus. Left wing, three on the way, is on the money for David Nelson, who hit one in the first quarter. 31-22, here's Heisman. Whips it out to Eric Mulder. Mulder off the elbow, out to Skelhaus, passes up the three, instead takes the two, and can't get it to fall at the free throw line. And the rebound goes to Oskaloosa and Keaton Flaherty. 6:49 remaining, 31-22, third quarter here on Eagle Lane. Oskaloosa trying to replicate their effort the first time these two teams met and at least close the gap here in the third quarter. Eagles trying to do the opposite, and Heisman nearly got it to go on a saved possession. It will stay Oskaloosa ball underneath the hoop as the Indians nearly turned it over.
Well, he got pinned along the baseline and was just going to throw it back in the middle of the floor. Jaden got in the way of it, but he had to step out of bounds before he could get control.
Here's Flaherty on the inbounds. North outside the three-point line. Back over to Flaherty. Hole guarding him. Genskow, after Schurz tried to go for the steal, was able to dribble in the lane, then has to kick it back out. Here's Ballaball, center of the lane, and he is denied, rejected. It will stay on the offensive board here, though. The fourth block for Mulder, and then the layup doesn't go, and Eric will end up getting the rebound.
Boy, he missed a point blank when they're on the second try.
Skelhaus pulls up on the half-court offense here. Eric, right side, Lucas Hull. So the Eagles do not have their starting five on, as they had Luke Mulder and Caden Van Dyke. Schurz top of the key, open three, doesn't go. He tried to chase down his own rebound and then will whip it out of bounds.
Yeah, they went back with their normal starting five here, and after the two seniors had an opportunity to start here their final home regular season game.
Dutch have opened it up in the third quarter, 48-29 on Grinnell. Strawver Sedley, their instant radio update. So barring something epic happening over at Pella High School, the Dutch are playing for a conference championship against these Eagles on Thursday. Outright conference champions, I should say. And the shot was, at least it looked like, partially blocked. And then it's another offensive rebound here for Oskaloosa. Keaton Flaherty. We won't call that a block, but obviously
changed the trajectory.
Yeah. 31-22. Ballaball is bumped into by Hull, no call, and then he won't get the layup to go, and the shot was redirected again, and this time Jaden Heisman clears it here for the Eagles. 31-22, similar to how we started the second quarter win, where it was defense, and then see if the offense can get going. Lucas Hull pours in a three. Lucas Hull from downtown knocks it in.
I think that's the first three we've made of the game.
It is, and it's a big one. It gives the Eagles their largest advantage at 12. And Sue Quang has won 50 cents on his Hy-Vee Fuel Saver card. We're giving away Fuel Saver savings during every Eagles broadcast in the Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Radio 3-point challenge, as Levi Skelhaus made contact with Ballaball and may have been slapped in the face as he tipped that pass out of bounds. And he's grimacing here, and he will stay in the game and shake it off. And there's Lucas Hull intercepting the inbounds pass. He has one-on-one, and he will finish for two. Lucas Hull the steal and score, and the Eagles are opening this one up by 14. Flaherty, center of the lane, gets it out to Genskow. Genskow, and a reach-in called on Nico Schurz. Luke Mulder and Bennett Sprunk will come in. 4:19 remaining here in the third quarter. Eagles up by 14. And this is a turning point where Oskaloosa was able to come back in that first matchup And we'll get a Pella Hy-Vee timeout. Well, our creative idea drawn up by Brandon Peelwin has to be how the Eagles defensively have really pressured the perimeter of Oskaloosa. They're not letting any passes come easy now, and I have PC down for 6 steals now in the contest.
Yeah, that was a nice steal there by Lucas to step in the passing lane, tip the ball away, tiptoe down the line, and then really make a tough shot on the other end.
Probably was fouled.
Yeah, the defender really was all over him as he went to the basket and was able to somehow kind of flip the ball over the front end of the rim and get it to go.
Your creative idea drawn up by Brand Appeal. When your team needs creative ideas, call the team at Brand Appeal for all your print, web, interactive, and video needs. And thanks again to the team at Pella Christian High School who have gotten our streams going all season long. Not sure what we'll do for the postseason yet. Coach Branderhorst hasn't told us officially, but are we a go, Frank, for that? We don't know. We'll see. He gave me a thumbs up, but before we got that answer. So we'll live in mystery for now, but that's okay. My bad. 36-22, Eagles up by 14. Sometimes I end up talking to myself, and then he didn't probably realize I was giving him a question. That's my bad. I'm the professional. I've been at this for 7 years now.
I'm not sure what the policy is going to be. I've seen something on at least the girls' website of what was going to happen for video streaming during postseason play.
Either way, the foul, by the way, on Lucas Hull. We got basketball going on here, 36-22 with 4 minutes remaining here in the third. And nearly over and back.
Yeah,
it was on the inbound. So
but he caught it in the air and then came down on the line. So then when he caught it in the air, he was floor court.
Well, Flaherty will come up with the two-pointer. Off of that, 3:49 remaining, 36-24. Here's Eric Mulder for three, and he cans it. Eric Mulder buries it from downtown. 36-24, Eagles back up by 12. Excuse me, now it's up to 15. And now a tip and a steal. Lucas Hull does it again, and that's becoming his bread and butter play. 7 points for Lucas, and this is what the Eagles failed to do the first time they played.
Yeah, boy, he really recognized that pass, and there was no way anybody was going to catch him.
Well, we're hopeful to see Frank and the team. We'll get that clarified with Mr. Brandhorst, but we're hopeful to have some video streams of the 2 home playoff games next week. On the other side, the answer for Charlie North.
Now, got to stay sharp on defense. They played such good defense for a lot of this quarter, and the last 2 plays down, it's been real loose, and they've gotten layups.
After the steal in between for Lucas.
Right.
In the corner, Bennett Sprunk looking to add to the three-point barrage. He can't get it to go. Keaton Flaherty clears it here for Oskaloosa. 15-point Eagles advantage, 2:50 remaining here in the third. Open three is way off the mark. Eric Mulder is 5th rebound. Left side, Lucas Hull. Lucas in transition, three-pointer. Good look, but fell off the front of the rim, and then a foul called on Luke Mulder on the rebound. And maybe at this point the Eagles don't need to rush into some three-point shots.
Fourth team foul in this quarter. Not critical at this point with a big lead and nobody in foul trouble, but you just don't need those silly fouls and stop the clock.
Danny Andringa's in. They'll call it actually on Bennett Sprunk. 4th team foul, as you mentioned, of the half. Caden Van Dyke is also in. Flaherty contested for 2.
Drove all the way in. Good defensive wall, but he went right up over top of it.
Left side, Caden Van Dyke. And there's another turnover, PC. And now, all of a sudden, Oskaloosa is doing what they did that first game. The Eagles get lazy.
Yep, you can't make those kind of mistakes.
First turnover of the half. And just some poor passes. Skelhaus, desperation 3 doesn't go. And then they're going to call the foul on Luke Mulder. Probably the wrong call, but rebound will go to Ballaball, and it was a 17-point game, but a 6-0 Oskaloosa run with 2 minutes remaining here in the third.
Got to play some solid defense here, get a stop.
It's like they got up by 17 and all of a sudden thought it was over. There's still plenty of game left here. And then an alley-oop set up. Doesn't go to plan as Carter Parks. It was too much for him to handle. Second Oskaloosa turnover, make it third of the half. A couple of Lucas Hull steals as Aiden Stoltz and Jaden Heisman are in. If Oskaloosa scores again, I imagine Coach Bohr will have to take a timeout and kind of reset his guys here.
And he's maybe doing that with the substitution here, just basically trying to kind of change the momentum here a little bit.
Stoltz will bring it down the floor. Out to Luke Mulder. Mulder right side, Heisman. Jaden at the free throw line, whips it out now to Caden Van Dyke. Van Dyke back to Heisman. Heisman bounce pass into Danny Andringa. In traffic, finishes for 2.
Yeah, nice job of rewarding Danny for working hard underneath there to get himself posted up.
Minute 19 remaining here in the third, 43-30. PC, Flaherty, tough shot, doesn't go. Body's hitting the floor here on the rebound, and it will go to Oskaloosa.
They're fortunate that they didn't get a basket out of that right away because they saved it under the other team's basket.
Ball, and the foul called as he hits the deck.
Going to get Luke again.
So 2 foul shots coming with a minute remaining here in the third. Strawberry Cellular Instant Radio Update, PCM 27, South Hamilton 25 after 3. In case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. Eagles got their lead to 17 at one point. Oskaloosa, though, is
chipping away at it here.
They got it at one point back to 11, and now have a chance to do so. These are the first free throws of the night for Oskaloosa. Eric Mulder and Nico Schurz back in with Van Dyke, Stoltz, and Heisman. It's kind of a weird stretch here for PC where they took control of the game. And the window is opening again here for Oskaloosa in the third. 43-32. Aiden Stoltz is in some trouble. Leads a pass into Jaden Heisman, bounces it in. Nico Schurz, great patience again for Nico, and he gets his half a dozen on the board.
Well, and that's where you make them pay for the press. Get the ball over the top and get a layup out of it.
Gensko out to Parks. Parks jump pass out to Fain, who's back in after an extended stay on the Pine for Oskaloosa. Haven't seen him for a while, but now he's back in with 23 seconds remaining. Arrow favors Oskaloosa. They're down by 13. So depending on how things go, they can close the gap here. See how the Eagles can defend this possession. They're being aggressive. Fain has picked up his dribble. Left side, Ball. 7 seconds left on the clock. Ball on the dribble, gets it out to Charlie North, and now 2 seconds remaining. They're not going to get the shot off. What a possession there by the Eagles to end the quarter as Oskaloosa lost track of the clock. Pella Christian 45, Oskaloosa 32. I'll figure out my numbers at some point tonight inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
Marion County Bank salutes farmers and their families in Marion County and the surrounding area. Hi, I'm Brian Hoosier, ag lender at Marion County Bank, and we know that for today's farmers to be successful, it takes more than just hard work and dedication. It takes a commitment. At Marion County Bank, we're committed to our area farmers' success too. We have the experience and expertise to help you with your farming operation, and we invite you to visit us in Pella or Knoxville for your ag lending needs. Thank you, farmers. Member FDIC.
If you have pain or movement issues, you are not alone. At Kinetic Edge, we know that when you function better, you feel better. We know some of you may be hesitant to go many places right now, and we understand that. However, we also know that ignoring your pain is not the answer and could actually make your problems much worse. Our clinic continues to follow strict guidelines with your health and safety in mind. Don't ignore your pain. Call us today at 621-0230 or visit us at kineticedgept.com.
To begin the fourth quarter, our score 45-32 in favor of PC. With 35 seconds remaining, Martinsdale St. Mary's leads Knoxville 50-47 in boys action on 95.3 KNIA, a Strawberry Cellular Instant Radio Update. Our score here is 45-32. Oskaloosa failed to get a shot off before the horn.
Good defense, though, by Pella Christian just to keep them really out of rhythm out around the perimeter.
Ball on that same perimeter now, trying to work it through the defense, kicks it in the corner. Genskow, open three, got it.
Well, that was a case where they attacked the basket and the defense all creeped in, and he was ready to catch and shoot.
Nico Schurz into Lucas Hull, and a poor shot choice there by the Eagles, wasn't close. And Gensko gets the rebound. Oskaloosa with a chance. Fain for three, and he'll miss it. Maybe not the shot Oskaloosa wanted, as Nico Schurz will clear the rebound for PC. 10-point Eagles lead was 17, in case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. But the Eagles have let the door open just a little crack here in the fourth. Out to Levi Skelhaus. Eagles got a little three-happy at one point win where they just started chucking them up from downtown up big. And Oskaloosa took advantage. Lucas Hull. That shot will go out of bounds and over to Oski.
Well, there was a case that Lucas had nobody open. Nobody was moving, nobody was open, so he just shot it and hit off the front iron.
Sometimes this conference doesn't make sense when Indianola 58, Newton 22 after 3. A Strawver Cellular Instant Radio Update. I mean, Indianola is good. Newton's been pretty good too. Offensive rebound by Parks. He will not get the putback to go, and then Eric Mulder will eventually come down with it for PC.
Well, they missed a couple point-blank looks there.
And now Mulder, another 3. It's short. Lucas Hull collects the rebound. The putback doesn't fall. And then Nico Schurz will step on the baseline for the rebound.
That's 2 missed shots on that possession. Pella Christian is just not making good decisions with the basketball.
And Pella Hy-Vee timeout. It's of the full variety, and we will keep it right here and run down your Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. In girls action, Oski 45, PC 36, PCM 33, South Hamilton 30, DCG 54, Norwalk 42. DCG will clinch a share of the Little Hawkeye Conference Championship. Grinnell 78, Pella 60, Indianola 64, Newton 51. In boys action, after 3, it is DCG on top of Norwalk 50-40. Pella all over Grinnell 48-29. As we just mentioned, Indianola really all over Newton 58-22. Again, this conference doesn't make sense sometimes. PCM leading 27-25 after 3. Martinsdale St. Mary's with a 3-point lead under a minute to play in the 4th against Knoxville at last check-in 50-47. On your Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard, Andrew Schneider and Wynn Veenstra. The road ahead, by the way, presented by Two Rivers Cooperative, takes us to Pella High School to wrap up the regular season for the Eagles boys. Pella with a chance to clinch the Little Hawkeye Conference Championship outright. These two teams played a close one in the first matchup back here on Eagle Lane. Our coverage begins at 5:45. Myself and Trevor Castle, right here on KBLS Thursday Night Basketball to close out the regular season. The road ahead, presented by Two Rivers Cooperative. Stay on the road with their top-tier detergent gasoline at their Cartrol pumps in Pella Motley. Two Rivers, 100 years as a farmer-owned co-op. Oskaloosa ball down by 10. 6:11 remaining here in the 4th. Gensko out to Charlie North. North trying to drive in. They're trying to get the drive and kick going here. And Gensko thought about a 3, but Mulder there defensively on the left corner. So Carson will dribble it out now on the post. Stick it in the corner for Flaherty, who lets it fly and knocks it in. That's what their plan is, Win.
Yeah, they're driving in knowing that they really can't get anything past the rim protectors of Mulder and Nico, but they look to dish it out at that time and find somebody ready to catch and shoot.
It's a 7-point Oskaloosa disadvantage, but the Eagles at 1 point led by 17. Here's Levi Skelhaus, and he is fouled on the floor.
First foul of Oski in the half.
But that's not that's PC's fault. They're not driving. They're not attacking.
They're not attacking very much. They're not moving real crisply, and they're not trying to get that ball into the post players. They're settling for 3-pointers.
Up by 7. If they're making them, it works. But when they're not, it doesn't. And then a travel on the inbounds. Just the second turnover of the half, but another Eagles freebie here. And it's just a 7-point game. This is a game again.
Oski makes a 3 here. It's suddenly a close game.
Keaton Flaherty will hold it at the half-court line, getting orders from the bench. Just 2 timeouts remaining for Oskaloosa. PC has yet to take one. 5:10 remaining here in the 4th. Eagles at 1 point lead by 17. Pass was wide of the mark. Should be a travel, but they won't call it. And then they're going to call a foul, I believe, on PC.
It's going to put him at the line for a 1-and-1.
And that's on Mulder. Why Coach Board can't believe it.
Why there's no travel when he's rolling around on the ground with the ball in his hand? You got to be called for travel.
This official's been a little lost sometimes, both girls and boys games. It happens. I know a couple eye doctors here in town. 5:02 remaining. And
he missed, though. Yeah.
Skelhaus gets the rebound. And now Bennett Sprunk leading it in. It's off the bottom of the backboard, and a turnover Eagles.
Well, that was a case where the ball was tossed over the top to Luke. He just couldn't quite handle it, and it went off the backboard and into a crowd, and they said it was off of Pella Christian.
Final score, Martinsdale St. Mary's will knock off Knoxville 53-47. That's a final. The student sections trading barbs here while the game's still going on. 4:39 remaining here in the fourth. As Gensgo left side kicks it out top of the circle for Charlie North. North misses a layup, gets his own rebound. Off the dribble, kicks it back out to Fain. Eagles have not done a great job rebounding here either in the second half.
No, you can't give them these second shots. They're playing great defense around the perimeter, but you can't give them these second chance baskets. You got to be one and done.
Approaching the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter. Outside Flaherty over to Fain between the circles. Fain steps back between those two circles. Leads it in, pass tipped by Skelhaus out to Flaherty, who gets it baseline. Long possession here for Oskaloosa, down by 7. Here's Gensgo. Gensgo, center of the lane, dishes it over to North. North has the 5th block shot for Eric Mulder. Will stay, though, with Oskaloosa. And then center of the lane, Fain can't finish his shot. And then the rebound loose again, and a foul on Mulder. This has not been an impressive run since a 17-point lead for the Eagles. They've been teetering, and I think are fortunate they're not playing a better foe here tonight, or they could be in some more trouble. But there's still a lot of time left here for Oskaloosa.
Yeah, a lot of time, but fortunately, as a whole, they're playing pretty solid defensively. They're just not doing anything on the offensive end.
Well, they're not getting rebounds all of a sudden, which is not helping their effort either. Ball makes his 3rd from the foul line. Do have a final, Pella 76, Grinnell 46, so the Dutch will run away from that one and get to 12-1 in the conference. Ball will knock both in. He's up to 8 points. It's now a 5-point game as the Eagles offense has gone stagnant, and a Pella Ivy timeout for Coach Bohr. 3:30 remaining here in the fourth. We'll take it with them on 92.1 KBLS.
Pella Cooperative Electric is a not-for-profit co-op, which means excess operating margins are returned to the members we serve.
If you are a Pella Cooperative Electric member in 2012 and 2019, make sure you look for a capital credit on the electric bill you receive in February.
That's what sets us apart as a member-owned co-op. We give back to our members.
Looking out for you, we are Pella Cooperative Electric.
Shine as one.
And back inside our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Pella Christian 45, Oskaloosa 40. The Eagles, in case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, led by 17 with about 2.5 to play in the third quarter, and that lead has been whittled down to 5. And we were talking how it felt like, okay, finally they've done what they needed to do and put a team away late. And they are not doing things well. Offensively, they're out of sorts. They're forcing up bad shots. They're not getting rebounds. They're not boxing out defensively and protecting that rim the way they need to. They've given up a lot of open threes for Oskaloosa. They've still got a 2-possession lead win, but the momentum is all gone right now, and they've got to find a way to get it back.
Well, they did such a nice job in that third quarter of really turning up the pressure and offensively really making some good decisions, but it's all went away here in the fourth quarter, both offensively and rebounding-wise.
Skelhaus, a shot fake out to Lucas Hull. And now Danny Andringa, right side. Skelhaus, Luke Muller looking for the ball in the post. Coach Bohr giving instructions during this possession here for PC. You are listening to Eagles basketball, powered by Bank Iowa on FM 92.1 KBLS. Pella Knoxville. Skelhaus loses the dribble and somehow has the wherewithal to flip it to Andringa behind him. And now Danny for 3, and he knocks it in, and that's a big one.
First basket of the quarter.
Couldn't come at a better time with 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Now 2:50 remaining in the fourth, and that might be our key play of the game in this one. We'll see, and here's a steal, Skelhaus. And maybe the Eagles getting some more wind under their sails, and he'll finish at the rim for 2. He's in double figures, and that might do it there.
Now that was a great drive there.
Still time left, but I think that back-to-back, that'll hurt.
The defensive intensity has come up a big time, too.
And the 3 is short. Offensive rebound way off the mark from Ball on his putback try. And now here comes Lucas Hull. In the corner, Bennett Sprunk.
Oh, give it to him.
And you're referring to Luke Mulder posting up. 2:09 remaining here in the fourth. Eagles up 50-40. Ball tried to jump the pass, didn't get it to go in the corner. Sprunk, corner 3, rattles in and out. Good shot, just missing. Don't necessarily fault him for that one being that wide open.
No, it's a set play, and it was inside, and it came back out.
No look pass to Flaherty in the corner, but guarding him well is Lucas Hull, out to Fain in that same corner spot. And he'll take the contested three. It was blocked, but it will stay Oskaloosa ball as Nelson will get it over the half-court line. Skelos got the block shot, though, and then tipped out by Luke Mulder for a second. And that was a poor choice by David Nelson, who forced it up, bounced it off the bottom of the backboard, and then a foul called after the Mulder rebound. With a minute 27 remaining here in the fourth, Eric will come back in.
That's only the second team foul, though. A long way to go to put him on the line for 1-and-1.
Another final in Strawberry Study, their instant radio update. Indianola 67, Newton 27. DCG 57, DCG 77, Norwalk 54. And a Pella High V timeout. So our Marion County Bank radio scoreboard has all their conference games at final. Pella has a one-game lead with 1 game remaining against PC. So DCG would need the Eagles to knock off the Dutch on Thursday, which is not outside the realm of possibility, in order to share the conference championship. Meanwhile, Indianola looks like they're settling in nicely to their spot and their cozy spot, as they will likely, it looks like, finish third in the league behind those two after they stomped Newton 67-27 win. You saw that Newton team score over 70 points on Friday.
But they absolutely could not miss.
Well, it's obvious they missed quite a bit tonight.
Yeah. Well, and that's typical for them. That was their shooting percentage was more like what they had tonight. The 3-pointers they made against us were unbelievable.
Knoxville wound up getting swept, and then Skelhaus is going to be at the line for foul shots. And
no, not yet. Not for a while.
Sorry, but they're trying to get the fouls going. Number 34, Genskow. The student section at PC is entertaining themselves. That's his fourth. And so that'll put the Eagles back on their own defensive baseline here.
Throw it. There you go.
And they get it to Lucas. And Lucas is fouled. And it took a while for that whistle to come out. And that was on number 2, Ballaball. And the minute 23, so it takes a couple seconds off the clock, but they got 3 fouls still to give, so they can still try for the steal.
Somebody fly down the floor, or we're going to bring in a sub quick.
London Briggs will come in for Ballaball, who is slow to get up. He has 3 fouls. Now PC in an awkward spot in front of the Oskaloosa bench. Skelhaus will get it, and then he's fouled. 3 more seconds off the clock.
Well, they don't care who they foul at this point. They got to just foul somebody to get a chance to put people at the line.
They will care in 2 more fouls.
All right, Danny, throw it over the top. Nope.
Lucas will get it on the baseline, and he'll travel on his way out of bounds.
Well, Oski just put a lot of pressure on him, fouled a bunch of times, and did get the possession back.
Well, Neandringa missed a coming open post pattern from Eric Mulder that could have iced it there. So he came free. That's a riskier pass, but if he's able to nail it down, it's a dunk on the other side and more problem. Trying to see what that was about from the official.
There was some players on Oski standing up. They wanted them to sit down.
They do get it to Genskow on their half of the floor. And he will dribble drive, a wild shot, and then a tie-up on the rebound. Probably should have been a foul on Mulder, and he knows it.
Jump ball should go to Pella Christian.
It does.
Yep.
With a minute 10 remaining, we're playing the foul game here. Oski still has 1 to give. Briggs and Aiden North in for Oskaloosa. And we have a problem here where Cody Boonder is crowd surfing over in the Oskaloosa student section. Probably need to get that under control. I appreciate fun, but we got a basketball game going on, folks. And of course, Boonder, an Oskaloosa native. And there's a couple of back-to-back steals here for both teams. It ends up with Lucas Hull, and then a foul call. That's the 6th for Oskaloosa. Just the 4th turnover of the half for Oski. All 3 of them have come off of Lucas Hull steals.
Just in the right place. After they had turned the ball over, Lucas right back in the right spot to get it stolen right back.
So the foul shooting unit in for Coach Bohr.
All right, now keep it in the hands of the shooters at this point. There we go.
And here's Skelhaus with 59 seconds remaining. Trying to dribble his way out of it. He knows that he needs to hang on to the ball because he's the guy they want at the line. Coming in at 76%. He's 75% tonight, 3 of 4. And Skelhaus, it's the 4th foul on Fain. He's the one who iced it the first time these teams played, albeit it was a little bit closer at that margin. With 55 seconds remaining, a 1-and-1, and he'll miss it. And the foul on Mulder as he got boxed out.
Now they're going to go down and shoot.
Whew. Final Strouver Cellular Instant Radio Update. South Hamilton 42, PCM 35. Four fouls on Eric Mulder. That will miss, and Lucas Hull will track down the rebound. Get it over to Skelhaus, who's trapped on the baseline and works his way through it. And a Pella Hy-Vee timeout for Coach Bohr. The longest 2 minutes in basketball sometimes. And this one's been really long because Oskaloosa had 2 fouls on the game clock about 40 seconds ago and have gotten it up to 7. Pella Christian has added 2 in that time frame as well.
Well, and a couple of timeouts have been called as well, so we're not moving very fast.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. It wasn't that long ago that Pella Christian had all 5 in their pocket. Funny how this all works. Well, Troy Vandermolen's asking for a request. We'll see if he'll get it here tonight. I'm not going to say it on the air yet, but if it happens, it happens. We'll just say it's a pun. I like it. It's a good pun. We'll see if the time allows for it. I don't think the wrong player is in for that to happen. For Oskaloosa, Jaden Heisman will get fouled, and he's at the line.
Another 1-and-1.
He is a small sample size free throw shooter, 5 of 11 coming in, but he's one of the better three-point shooters in the conference. So let's see if that translates here. As both teams have missed the front end of 1-on-1 on back possessions, and we'll do it again.
No, he went in too soon.
Well, it missed, and then he went in too soon anyway. It wasn't going to go in. So
takes away the effort, even though it's another turnover.
7 Eagles turnovers in the half. Flaherty will let it roll ahead. And spin move. Behind the back pass to ball for 2, and that was nifty. And a Pella Hy-Vee timeout again, 50-42, with 37 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter.
Got to be able to make free throws. This game could have been over with a couple of 1-on-1s that got missed.
A couple of Eagles turnovers here have not helped in the 4th quarter as well. Eagles at one point led by 17, in case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic at Pella, but not so fortunate over the course of since that stretch. At one point, Oskaloosa got it back within 5. A couple of back-to-back shots got it to 50-40 for PC, and now we're at 50-42. Well, Win.
These games grind themselves out. It kind of gets a little tough. Fortunate Pella Christian got a comfortable lead that I think that they're okay, but they got to take care of the ball and make some free throws here down the stretch.
It never got comfortable enough, though, after that big run by Oskaloosa to be to a point where we aren't playing this foul game.
Right. Yeah, they could have kept that lead up at 17, 18, 19 points, and
we'd be home by now.
Yeah.
Or close to it.
Okay, see if they throw over the top here to somebody. Danny's got a strong enough arm, he can easily throw it over the top.
37 seconds remaining. Well, instead just give it to Skelhaus, who can dribble out some clock here and just run by the defense before he'll eventually scoot and get fouled. And I think Daryl Fain may be out of this game, or Ball picked up his 4th. And that's Fain's 5th. So he's out of this one with 31 seconds remaining. London Briggs is in, much to the excitement of Troy Vandermolen. 50-42 here in the 4th. Thank you for joining us on our Pella Christian High School YouTube channel at 92.1 KRLS. The first is in on the final 1-on-1 for PC's Levi Skelhaus.
Nice little friendly roll off the front iron there.
Sometimes you need things to be friendly.
Missed that one.
Missed the second. Rebound goes to Flaherty. Flaherty stuck at the half-court line. Not sure what to do with it there. With 23 seconds remaining, that was some important time that went off the clock, and that should just end it there. 18 seconds remaining, he'll miss the three. Offensive rebound, Gensko, but just too much time bleeding here for Oskaloosa. London Briggs kicks it out, top of the circle. Flaherty, desperation three, air ball. And with 3.6 seconds remaining, the Eagles will hang on and finish the regular season win above 500. And they were 2-6 at one point. They went on a 3-game losing streak with a couple of winnable games, but they're going to do it somehow. Well done by the Eagles. An overtime win on Saturday, and they'll close this one out with a final score, 51-42 over Oskaloosa. Our Cabinet Design Pella Radio postgame show when we come back.
Mark Van Gorp of Pella recently had Cabinet Design and Mike Blom do some remodeling on his home, and he highly recommends you hire them too.
I would recommend Mike and Cabinet Design to anyone who has any type of project, big or small. If you're looking for someone